guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Thanda Xaba. I am a homeschooling mama with 5 kids, and on this channel I share my passion for Christ, my passion for home education, for child development, motherhood, and everything really in between. So if you're interested in those kind of videos, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. On today's video, I'll be showing you what's inside our morning basket. I'll be showing you guys the books that we're using this month. Yay! Before I flip over the camera to show you the books, firstly I would like to tell you how I choose the books. These are the books that we use for, I'll say, for like settle time, and the books that we use sometimes even for story time and read aloud sometimes, because you know I have 5 kids and they are 6 years and below, so their interest is not the same and their concentration span is also not the same. So yeah, those are all the things that I take into consideration when I'm choosing the books at the library. If I'm going with the kids choose their own books, maybe 2 or 3 books that they like, and then I also choose per child, like this book, I know this book is for this child because of 1, 2, 3, like I just said, that their concentration span is not the same. For example, I'll show you an example now, like this book, My First Shapes. This book, I can't give this to my 6-year-old. They'll be bored, they already know these things. So this can be interesting on the other hand for my 3-year-old or for my 1-year-old. On the other side of the coin, this book, On the Moon, it is very detailed, like, it is very detailed about space and all of that. My 1-year-old might not be so interested, but I think I like the illustrations in here. Maybe she might be interested for that reason. But I look at all those things when I'm choosing the books. There are educational books and also books for leisure, so it depends really on what the kids want. They're into space, so yeah, we're reading a lot about space. They watching documentary about space. They love space. That's the older ones, but you know the interest changes over time. So I incorporate books that the kids love. Also, there are books about the challenges that you are facing with the child. Let's say there's a certain behavior that you want to address maybe with your child, and then you can look for books that can help you, either by equipping you as a parent on how to do it, or even by giving it to a child, maybe for a child to read, and it can also help them understand, like in future, how maybe they must react to certain situations or how to deal with certain emotions, that kind of stuff. Another thing I take into consideration is our faith. We are a Christian home, so we want that for our kids as well. We want them to know about God, we want them to understand Christianity, and we want to answer even the questions that they have about our faith. So we do get books that will speak to that. Let me show you. Where is it now? There we are. Like this one. This one is Stories Jesus Told. It's about the rich farmer, and it will tell you the scripture. Does it not? It does. It will tell you the scripture where you get this story from. So these are the stories from the Bible, and then they make them to be like storybooks. So these are the stories Jesus told, and this is also Stories Jesus Told, the 10 silver coins. Like my kids know these stories already. This one they actually requested for me to go and look for it at the library because they miss it. They know the story and they can even retell it, but they missed the book, so I had to look for that book. Some books are fiction and some books are non-fiction, so we kind of mix a little bit, especially for like older kids. Another thing is educational books. For example, this book, we've had it for maybe going to 6 months now in this year, or even more, hey, because we keep on renewing it, and I had to take it again because they love it. and it's a good book. I won't lie, it's a good book. And this one focuses on each letter, like each page focuses on each letter, like, and then you have 5 fat frogs flop into the farmyard pond, you know, so they're using the sound, and so it can be educational as well, like this, the shapes for little ones. This is educational for them. There's a triangle, there's a crescent, there's a square. Another thing is looking into the language. If you're teaching kids a foreign language, you might want to get books on that language. I have here, most books are English books, but I do have, we always have, like this one is an Afrikaans book, and this one as well, and this one is even upgraded the level, the reading level. And then we also have the Zulu books. Sometimes they'll be graded, sometimes not. It's just the books that you read to a child, but to expose them to the other language, because you know, even if you are speaking that second language, there are certain words that you don't use every day, right? So I think I don't have, and I also don't want you to have like a list of these are the only books that we read, you know. Apart from these books, we have other books that we buy and we keep them, so they're not in this basket. Those ones that maybe we read during story time or cuddle time, whatever you do with your kids. So we do have those books, but I just like sharing these ones because these are the ones that changes a lot, because these are the library books. These are all not ours. We borrow these books from the library, our local library. It is free, if only if you return the books on time and you don't damage the books, don't lose the books, that kind of stuff. I had to pay 600 rand on the last renewal though, because not this one, like beginning of the year, because you know, after the lockdown I was not in, because I had a lot of books here at home, and you know, the library, they changed their working hours and all of that, and there was lockdown, and then the country was open again, then it was locked again. I kept on saying I'll go later to exchange the books, and I didn't, until when I went I had to pay 600 rand fines. It wasn't fun, honestly. It felt like I was buying all those books and yet they took them away from me. That would not like me return the library books on time and you don't have to pay anything. Now I'm going to flip over the camera and then I'm going to show you all the books that are in this basket. I hope you will enjoy the video. If you haven't seen other videos of the baskets, I'll put the link in the playlist down below so that you can see what we've been reading in the past years. If you haven't seen our video on how we do cycle time, I'll leave. Okay, so I tried to group these books, but I had a visitor. But anyways, it doesn't matter really how you group them. So these are the books I have. These ones, I'll say they are for my 1-year-old and my 3-year-old. Sorry, that's my 1-year-old. She's grabbing a book. And this one about shapes. That one is about pets. And then this one, words. This book is basically different words that a child would learn. Okay, I'm gonna try to film as fast as I can. This is the mess that needs to there. But anyways, so these are the kids' books. Where's the other one? Oh, it's here. These are just random words really, just to increase a child's vocabulary. And then, we've had this book for years now. We take it back to the library and then we borrow it again. My kids love this. It's about different wild animals and fun facts about them. Okay, this is the 4th time trying to film this. I'll try to be fast before I get interrupted again. Okay, I also have these books. I spoke about this on our last basket. It's about people who help us. So this one is about a doctor. I'm not sure if we had it on the previous one, but we've read this book before. And then this one, I am a farmer. Wait,
baby cats.
Yes, kitten. Okay. And then we have the firefighter. Oh, I thought Muge's book was here.
Was Mom?
Yes, babe. This is I am a firefighter. Muge loves firefighters. Again, this month. If you haven't seen Muge's 5th birthday, I'll leave the link down below. So it's firefighter themed party. And then we have this. This is actually a series. We've been reading a number of these books. I'll write the name of the other one that we read. Water is gas. I think that one, it was about the water cycle. Thanks, Anthony. So this is one book we have, Water is Gas. And then From Tree to Paper, talks about that whole process of making paper. It is very interesting, even for you as an adult. From Metal to Airplane. So this one talks about how they make the metals, and yeah, it's very interesting because it tells you step by step. Okay, sorry, Antley has this bubble maker thing, so it's making the noise. It's like fan, so that's the noise we keep on hearing. Okay, go. We also have these 2 books, Stories Jesus Told. This one is about the rich farmer, and this one is about the 10 silver coins. So this one is taken from Luke chapter 12 verse 13 to 21. So you can read this with a child, and then you read the story, and it makes it much easier for you to tell the Bible stories to your kids. And then 10 silver coins, it's taken from Luke chapter 15 verse 8 to 10. I also have 2 Zulu books and 2 Afrikaans books. Like I said, this is just to expose a child to the language that they are learning. And then this one, and these books are very rich, like in their what you call language arts. This one is level 1, so it's good to give to a child to practice reading. This one's in Afrikaans, and also this one as well. Okay, we also have books about space. Like I said, my twins are into space right now, so we're reading a lot about space. Here's this one that talks about the different planets and the first people went to the moon. Fun facts about space, basically. And this also talks about space on the moon. I love the illustrations on this book. Okay, and then we have this book. My kids keep on requesting this book. It talks about the questions children ask about families. So they have a number of things they talk about. Why do we live in families? Why do we have so many relatives? And all that stuff. So each page will discuss one question. And then we have What's for Lunch series. We had this before, and also the oranges one, so they wanted this back. From this book, you can see here, you see the child will see the milk from cow all the way to their table. So all the stages are described in here, what the cows eat, and the different types of milk, and all the milk products like cheese and yogurt, ice cream, and so on. And then we have this set of books. These are just for reading. This one I took it specifically for Muge. It's level 1 reading. It's the stories that most likely your kids will know, and it's graded, so that's nice to see. Maybe if you want to check your child's reading level, but there are ways of testing your child's reading level. Let me know if you're interested in that. And then we have the dragon dance. This one is basically in between because it's just above Muge but below the twins reading level. This one is in stage 4. We love this series. Like, yeah, we've been reading Oxford reading trees ever since my kids were maybe 4 or 5. My twins. Then we have this first book of measuring. We've taken this book before, but even though the older one might know these things, but maybe my 5-year-old or my 3-year-old might not know these things. So we have this, and they love reading this. Then lastly, it's this alphabet book by Osborne Farmyard Tales. It's a very good book. I like it. It's an old book, but old is good, right? So like I said, this one focuses on one sound page. Yeah, my kids love this, and there's a little tag that you need to search for. So that's it. Oh. How sweet is this? My daughter, my 6-year-old, she wrote all the books down so that we don't lose them. Like, what? So all the books that we took from the library, she wrote them down, and it really does help when we're looking for books. But yeah, it's so sweet of her because I didn't ask her to do that. She just did it. It's not the first time she did it with the previous books. So I think it's so sweet of her to do that, and very helpful. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to subscribe and click on the notifications so that you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And which one was your favorite book? Leave a comment down below. I'd like to know which one was your favorite book. And it's called